No pressure, eh? How many of you would like to build a rocket to Mars with Proekspert? A lot of hands. But how many of you think that we could do it in the coming year? All right. We want to build amazing things. We want to build rockets. We want to build teleportation machines, robotic dogs that can read your mind. Now, why don't we do that? Why don't we do really mind-blowing things right now? Yeah, maybe we don't have enough skills, I suspect. Otherwise, really smart people here, maybe we don't believe in ourselves. But I know it's really hard sometimes to believe in yourself. But every company consists of people, and it is each other. It is really every one of us who needs to step outside and do really amazing things. Because the more we do really amazing things, the more the whole company will start moving towards that. And therefore, every one of us needs to answer this really painful question. What have I personally done that is really out there? That is really something like, wow. And I know it's hard. It's really hard. I wrestle with this every day. I try to be better. I try to do extraordinary things. So how can we make it easier? How can we do this? Now, I don't have all the answers, of course, but I have something that might help. So I'm going to share you one story from my own life. Some of us might know that I compose piano music as a side project. And it is, I started it about 3 or 4 years ago. And in 1 year, I had composed a piece that was long enough for performing. Now, the problem was, I didn't know how to play the piano. So I could have started practicing slowly at home while I have time. And in 3 years, maybe, I could have had the skill necessary to actually perform in front of other human beings. But I wanted more. I wanted faster. So I set myself a challenge. I organized myself into an event to play there with more than 200 people listening. And that was to happen in 8 months only. And boy, was that scary. I started practicing like a madman. You can imagine what was going on. But what was even more important, I started facing my fears. Every single day, I had to assure myself, come on, Vaiko, you can do this. You can figure things out. You can do this. Long story short, I went on stage. I did the performance. It went really well. A lot of people actually came to me after the show and said that this was really the best part of the whole event. But that wasn't the point. The point was that, how do you think I approached my next performance? I had gained a lot more skill that I could have possibly imagined with 8 months only. And what was more important, I really faced my fear of public performance. Now, you don't probably care about piano playing, I assume, or most of you at least. But that is not the point. The point is that the more we put ourselves in a position where we absolutely need to evolve, our skills will follow, and our belief in ourselves will start magically growing. I mean, if you're facing a lion on the street. You don't start evaluating who's going to run faster, me and him. You just freaking run. And I guarantee you, it will be the fastest run you have ever done in your whole life. Now, here in Proekspert, I think all of us, we can do this. There are plenty of ways. Many ways were described here already. Maybe we see a problem in a client's business that they themselves don't see, and maybe we could solve. Or maybe we actually understand what the users of some products really want and our client doesn't. Or maybe we see a problem in our team that nobody has dared speaking of. There are plenty of ways to do that. And why is it hard? First, of course, we have business as usual to tend to. Do we even have time to think about these kind of things, like really mind-blowing things, let alone do these kind of things? But my personal experience is that the harder it is, the tougher it is, the more you actually grow, and the more you actually go into places where you really cannot imagine. And I didn't see life like this always. It took me some really hard times. I was born into an interesting situation. When I was born, my parents had just lost their first child. And I was born into a family with a lot of fear in my parents. And they were basically fearing that something like this would happen to me as well. So they really started overprotecting me. I mean, they didn't even let me climb a tree unless it was no taller than 20 centimeters. So what did that tell me? To me as a child, it said that I wasn't capable enough. I wasn't capable of doing really amazing things. So I started believing that of myself as well. And I went with this belief through life. And when I finished school, I thought, I'm going to prove them wrong. So I started my first business. Now, that was a terrible disaster. I mean, like, you have no idea. It was a huge bankruptcy with a massive amount of debt on my shoulders. And this really super hard situation was a perfect place for me to say to myself, look, Vaiko, you cannot do anything. They were right. But I said to myself, enough. I will stop playing victim of the external circumstances. And I will use this opportunity as a challenge, as an opportunity to really learn the skills that I have never really imagined, that I could not learn from anywhere else. And even more importantly, to really believe that whatever life throws at me, I can handle. And now, it took me 5 years to really come out from this situation, and it was really hard. But I wouldn't trade this mindset for anything. So, what does that mean for us? I mean, what if the client's business doesn't change if we go poking around there? What if we suggest wrong things to them? I mean, we don't know. Or what if we look ridiculous in the process, or might even lose the client? Or if we start poking around in our team, what if they don't follow? Plenty of things can go wrong. But the point is that when we keep doing the same things we have done over past year, 5 years, 10 years, we keep getting the same results. If we want to do mind-blowing things, really what are out there, then we need to start stretching our reality. We need to set challenges. We need to really step outside of our comfort zone. like probably most of the people today on this stage. It's really amazing to look at that. And we all really can do it. Whatever hard situation you are at the moment, whatever difficulties you are facing, use it as a platform. Use it as a platform to build this kind of mindset. And I guarantee you, it will be so much fun and it will be so rewarding. And imagine, the more you have these kind of people in your team who think like that, the whole team will start acting like this. The whole team will start setting challenges, doing things that were not remotely possible before. And if we have most teams like that in Proekspert, I'm pretty sure we can build even more amazing things than rockets. There is no limit where our inspiration can take us. Now, I want to grow this mindset in me as well. And my experience is that the most effective way to do that, in addition to actually living life like this, is to discuss these things with other people. So if something, what I said, touched you, then let's meet up, let's have a lunch or something, let's talk about this stuff. I want to learn from you, and maybe I have some insights to offer you. Thank you.